Artificial intelligence is impacting every industry of our economy, and insurance is no exception. Let's discuss how we're making sure consumers are protected by this technological shift. This is a matter of insurance presented by the New Hampshire Insurance Department. Have insurance questions or concerns? Contact the Consumer Services Division by calling 1-800-852-3416, emailing consumerservices@ins.nh.gov, or by visiting nh.gov/insurance. This is a free service provided by the state of New Hampshire. I'm Consumer Outreach Coordinator AJ Kiersted, and today I'm joined by Christian Citarella. He's the Chief Property and Casualty Actuary at the department. He also serves as the chair of the Casualty, Actuarial, and Statistical C Task Force at the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, commonly referred to as the NAIC. So, Christian, this discussion is prompted by our release of a bulletin on the use of AI systems by insurers, which I'll link in the episode description for anyone that wants to read it. What are some ways this new technology is impacting or innovating the insurance industry and is kind of raising all sorts of red flags and excitement also at the national level?
Thanks, AJ. Yeah, AI, as you mentioned, is all over our economy, all over our society. Artificial intelligence is being used in many different areas. Insurance, part of the reason that the NAIC and our state in particular have made kind of progress towards kind of understanding and helping carriers become aware of how we might be regulating this is because this is so innovative. You know, one of the things that I've noticed on the P&C side is just hearing from carriers that, in fact, they are using this technology already, not necessarily in the area that I am personally responsible for regulating, but as far as marketing goes, as far as claims adjudication or claims settlements are going, they're using AI systems and machine learning tools in how they manage their own assets, how they interact with consumers, whether that be, even just a chat bot when consumers call up, to their headquarters, when the consumers have questions. And so AI is all throughout the insurance industry as it is with any other industry.
At the national level, what are some of the concerns with insurance regulation in this technology? Is there a wide range of opinions on how it should be handled?
Yes, as there are opinions in just about everything else. There are questions and concerns from carriers as to how involved regulators might be and who ultimately, is responsible. One of the big concerns that folks have is, as insurance carriers, as with any other industry, the capacity and for data and the collection of data is seemingly limitless. And so carriers are using all the data they can possibly get. And once they start collecting this data, there's concerns about its safety and security. And so we, regulators along with the public have some concerns about, how is that data being used and is that data safe and protected?
So let's discuss our own bulletin regarding this. It's 11 pages long and outlines a fair bit of information for those that are in the insurance industry and really should check it out. I think it's important to bring out that there's almost a page of definitions. What's the reasoning for that?
We just want to be clear as to what we're talking about. This is as we've mentioned, this is innovative. This is new. And anytime you have kind of something on the edge technologically or regulation, it's important that we're all working with a level playing field. And so we being H committee at the NAIC, felt it was very important to level set and to state what we mean by these terms that are used. And this is not uncommon when dealing with a technical issue like artificial intelligence.
Yeah, people really equate, when you hear AI, people have in their heads like HAL from 2001 Space Odyssey, the big red dot is going to destroy humanity, all the way down to typing into like you said, chatbot saying, I have an insurance question, who do I talk to? And then something gets spit out by it. There's a wide range of technologies that are integrated in this language we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. No one is suggesting that there is autonomous insurance computer programs out there that are, pricing your policy or anything like that. But information that is received, calculated, analyzed by an AI program or system then provides the humans at the insurance company with information and analysis that then ultimately they make the decision.
And I mean, ultimately, algorithmic machine learning and such has been part of the insurance industry for a long time. It's all maths, essentially.
Right. And that level of autonomy is kind of that question. And at some point, in the last couple of years, the coding has gotten to a point where some of these programs are able to do self-analysis and make optimization decisions independent, and that becomes a scary term, I understand, but some of those decisions can be independent of the initial programmers. And so, the programs are told what to look for, what the programmers want optimized in any situation, and then the programs themselves can adjust to the data as it comes in and quote unquote make decisions along the way to optimize whatever the thing is they want optimized. Ultimately, though, the result is then given back to the humans, and at this point, the humans are making those decisions when it comes to questions of whatever the question might be.
What are some important points that people in the insurance industry should take away from the bulletin, specifically for New Hampshire?
Most importantly is that the bulletin as a bulletin is not new law. It is not new regulation. It does not introduce any new requirements that weren't already there by written and passed legislation. So it relies on several laws, among which is the Unfair Trade Practices Law, the Corporate Governance Corporate Governance and Annual Disclosure Act. These are based on other NAIC model laws that have been on the books for decades. And so, what this model bulletin does is it reminds insurers that they are responsible for the decisions that they make, and they have to back up those decisions with good corporate governance. And so, similar to having that list of definitions, broadly speaking, the bulletin itself is a kind of a level set where in the coming years, regulators in New Hampshire and across the country are going to be looking at AI systems as they're used in insurance companies. And regulators expect that carriers will have practices and procedures in place to control risks that develop out of the use of AI, just as they do with any other area that the insurance company is working in.
Is there much of a difference between what we are putting out here and what the NAIC as a whole has suggested?
Not at all. We tried very hard to stay with the substance of the model bulletin. The only changes we replaced kind of the generic legal background for it with New Hampshire law. We adjusted some of the language to make it, in our opinion, a little more accessible for carriers, but the substance is the same.
So you think we're going to be seeing a big change in the insurance industry over the next 10 years here with this new technology?
I do, as is all the rest of the economy. And some of it is already happening. As I said, we're hearing from carriers, and they're telling us that they're using this technology already. But there's every indication that 4, 6, 8 years from now, it'll be much more readily involved in pricing, in claim settlement, in tiering, in underwriting. And so we as regulators need to step up our game in order to understand how it's being used and hold carriers accountable.
Christian Citarella, Chief Property and Casualty Actuary, thanks for joining me today.
No, thank you, AJ.
You've been listening to A Matter of Insurance presented by the New Hampshire Insurance Department. Have insurance questions or concerns, please do contact our Consumer Services Division at 1-800-852-3416, emailing consumerservices@ins.nh.gov, or by visiting nh.gov/insurance.